Hi everyone, today I'm going to be looking at some of the hand pictures I have of my progress throughout TSW, some from late 2020, some from February 2022, and obviously my hands now. If you hear a fan going a little bit, that is my laptop. I don't know how to get it to stop. It's an older model and it's slowing down a little bit. Yeah, I just thought we could look through some pictures and I'll show you my progress and I'll try and remember what I did at this time to try and get it better, all the things that I tried, things that didn't work, things that did work, and yeah, go from there. First picture I'm looking at is from August in 2020, and this is when I did have a little bit of a flare on my hand, and then I was like, oh wow, it's got so much better, which it did because I just came off steroids like 2 weeks at this point, so my hand was bad in my opinion then, because obviously I never experienced TSW then. You think your skin is so bad when you have eczema, and I'm not saying that you can't feel bad about your skin if you do just have eczema, but when you experience TSW and then you go back to having eczema, you just don't see it as a huge thing. Obviously it's not very nice, but when you have your skin weeping all the time, it's nothing compared to that. My hands were one of the main areas that I put steroids on because I had a lot of cracking around my knuckles and a lot of cracking around my wrist, so I'd put it on my hand and think, oh well, it's not getting better. My hands were one of the main reasons why I realised I had TSW. It's because I was putting steroids on them and it was doing nothing. It was just making it more irritated, more red, and yeah, so that's one of the main reasons why I stopped steroids, is because my hands weren't getting better at all. Obviously it's going to get worse from then, because obviously that's a small time off steroids. Things get worse before they get better. So then my hands did start to thicken, and then this is October 2020, the 15th of October, and you can see that hand is now swelling in my knuckles, swelling on my palm a little bit, but mainly on my ring finger on my right hand. I didn't have any problems with my left hand until a year after this. For some reason TSW started to show on this hand a little bit. Like, it doesn't look bad at all now really, just a little bit on the back of my hand and sometimes a little bit here when it comes to like little spots. I don't really know what they call it, but they're like little spots that come up with like clear liquid under the skin. I'm not really sure what that is, but I assume it's some type of eczema, but they just disappear on their own eventually. But the main thing with my hands was swelling and also the itch and then the weeping. But by here I don't think my skin was weeping on my hands just yet. It was more like the thickening of the skin, the elephant skin. So then this is the inside of that hand on the same day, and it was coming around my 2 middle fingers and then the side of my hand as well, and a little bit on my wrist. Then this was the November of 2020. Ignore my shitty nails. I was doing them myself in the house because I was too embarrassed to go out to get my nails done, so I was trying to learn how to do acrylics. Obviously I'm not very good at acrylics, as you can tell, but that's not the focus. I was also trying red light therapy at this time as well, and I'm like a bit 50-50 on red light therapy. It does work for a lot of people, but I didn't really find it that beneficial. At this time it was still moisturising, I think, and when I would come from using red light, I'd put moisturiser on straight away, and then that moisturiser would make me even itchier. So it could be the moisturiser I was using at the time, which was like Dermal 500, so it could have well been the cream, and I really need to give red light therapy another shot. Maybe that could be a video of me trying red light therapy on my hands or on an area that I still suffer with, I don't know, but definitely give it a try if you haven't. This was the January of 2021. My hands were still very thick, scaly, kind of feels like a snake skin. It still does feel like snake skin, to be honest. Then this was in the October of 2021, and this is when my hand got worse again. Quite thick skin. It would get better and then it would get worse, and then it'd get better again, get worse. like TSW does. So my right hand still is quite a lot bigger than my left hand because of water retention, I think, and also swelling, which is water retention. And then February last year, my hands went red. And I think I did try a new cream at this point. I was sent this cream by this brand, I think it was Flourish X Skin, something like that. I think they closed the shop now, but they're open for people that still use the cream and it still works for them. I think it works for quite a few people. He went through TSW himself and he created this cream, and I tried it and it felt nice on the skin. It didn't make me itch or anything like that, but it made my hands go bright red for some reason, and the cream just didn't really work for me. Again, that's not saying it won't work for somebody else, but it just didn't work for my skin. And then I kind of went back to using what I would normally use, which was Bauman's. For some reason this cream just made my hands swell, and it also made it quite angry and weepy, and that's nothing against the brand, because the brand has helped a lot of people with TSW. It's just it wasn't the right ingredients for me, and I think I'm allergic to shea butter, and I think that was what was in the cream mainly to make me have an allergy. I do have an allergy to one of the ingredients, so then my wrist was bright red. I can't believe that this was last year. Yeah, for some reason I think it was this cream. I apologise if it isn't, but I think it was around this time. This is what my hands look like at the minute. Obviously this one is worse than this one, always has been. Hopefully won't always be that way, but that's my hands at the minute. And this was roughly around this time last year. So this was this part of my hand. Again, it's still dry, but it's not like that at all. And then this is this part of my hand, if I can get it to focus. This is this part of my hand, or wrist. Then this was the back of my hand. Like, it's still quite thick there, but you can see that it's nowhere near as thick as that. I can't even show it in the same way like that. Let's try to show it. But yeah, so again, use no steroids to clear that up. Obviously it's still there a little bit, but nothing to what it looked like. I just use a little bit of Bauman's, and I am very careful about what soaps I use. If I go out and they have soap in the dispensers, I normally don't use them. I normally have a sanitizer in my bag, wash my hands with a sanitizer that I know doesn't affect my skin. Also, I'll insert some videos of my hands now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, share, put the bell notifications on, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye.